Greetings, everybody. So in this video, we'll talk about a concept called "Who Moved My Cheese?" Have you ever heard that on TV or heard someone say something about moving cheese? And what does that mean? Well, it's based on a business book called "Who Moved My Cheese?" And I read the book, and basically what it means is that there's a change in your source of income. And in this case, they were using the analogy of two mice. And all along, they had a stockpile of cheese. But as the pile was dwindling down, the smart mouse realized that this cheese is not going to last forever. And he had to go find new cheese. And then the other mouse refused to leave. Just like, I've always been here. This is all I know. This is where I'm going to live my entire life. I'm never going to move, things like that. And the moral of the story is, if you want to live, you got to go find new cheese. And this is a business book. So it was talking about changing jobs, changing careers, changing companies, things like that. So when you hear someone say moving cheese, this is what they're referring to. So in many ways, you can look at a corporation or any corporation as a quote-unquote cheese factory, and that it's providing you cheese or a paycheck. Your paycheck or your pay settlement is your cheese. And, it's just a matter of what brand of cheese do you like. For many of us, we like the Crete brand, but other guys like the Schneider brand, or others like the Lone Star brand. But it's all cheese, and it's like, does it matter where you get your cheese from? Not really, and corporations all pretty much act the same. Their behavior is the same no matter which corporation you go to. They're always going to look out for their own self-interest. At the end of the day, you're just a number, you're a statistic. You're 100% replaceable, and they won't think twice about showing you the door. So keeping that in mind, it's just, a company is like a cheese factory, and it's just a matter of where you want to get your cheese. And, it doesn't really matter the brand of cheese, as long as you have cheese, and that's what I've been giving a lot of thought to. It's like, I'm getting ready to come back to work, and we're going to try this, 12-day rotation in the regional Mid-South region. I think it'll be okay, but there may come a day when I just want to stay in Texas. I just want to stay local. I don't want to travel the whole country. So that may, as I get older, that may become, and wealthier, that may become what is a better fit for me, and I'll be looking to move my cheese. Who moved my cheese? So it really doesn't matter. It's like, we'll try the Crete thing, starting out here, but as my needs change from a medical standpoint or a financial standpoint, I'll make a change in corporations to fit my needs. And it really doesn't matter which corporation it is. At this point, I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. I'm most familiar with Crete after being there for 9 years. That would be my first choice, but I don't think it really matters after that. As long as they're not horrifying, that could happen. You get with a bad company, and they got rotten cheese. You don't want that. So, but that's what they're referring to. You ever hear that phrase, moving cheese, or who moved my cheese? It's a business book, and that's what it's about. Okay, guys, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. See you on the internet.